Hey, in this video I'm going to show you how to build this make.com automation that extracts key information from a PDF and puts it to Google Sheets in the appropriate columns, and everything is done through this simple make.com automation. So let's see how it's done from scratch. So the first thing that we need is some kind of a Google Drive folder where you'll store the invoices and where you will add them. In my case, I just have a folder called videos with video examples, and then I have one PDF there. So let's just use a Google Drive connection, and we will watch for all files, watch for files in a folder, and then just select the path of the folder. In my case, it's just videos, and we will limit it to, let's say, 20 at a time. So every time it will run, it will take at most 20 PDFs. So next we'll get a share link, because we'll need the link for a different integration, and we just add a share link, get the file ID from the previous module, choose the role as reader, and then as anyone as the type, and just click OK. And then the next module, we just need to download the file, and then we will just provide the file ID. So the next part is we actually need to extract the information from the PDF. If you look at the PDFs themselves, they're quite different from just regular text, and they're different from images. It's like a specific format, right? Which has also different subformats. Like some PDFs, you can extract, you can kind of copy and extract information like this. Some PDFs just have are built like an image basically, and you cannot, like, copy and paste stuff from them. So it's kind of hard to get information from them. From images, you could use something like OCR if you're familiar with it. It's just basically extracting characters from images, but we'll use a different tool called pdf.co, I think, which allows us to just extract information from PDFs and put it into the kind of the format that we need. We can just add this pdf.co integration, and then use, I think, convert from PDF. And to add a connection, you'll need to add your API key. To do so, just go to pdf.co, and then you'll be able to create an account. Click Get Started Free, and then you should have this page with your API key. So just copy it, go to Make, click Add, and just paste the API key here. And then as the input file, we just use upload a file. And the more I think about it, we don't actually need this get a share link module, so we can just remove it. Instead of that, we'll just upload the file itself, like the content of the file. And here we just need to change the file ID from the first module. So that's kind of it. We don't need to use the share link module. So next, we can just convert it to text, and then select JSON output as kind of the output format. Now we just need to feed the output of this PDF extraction module into ChatGPT to analyze, the data and extract the necessary information. And for that, we'll just define some kind of structure, what fields we need to extract. In my case, it'll be total price, line items, quantity, and the due date, and also the from address, right? So this is kind of the invoice that I was testing it on, and just this is the key information, right? And of course, if you have some other information, maybe the issued on date, things like that, you can also edit in the prompt. But to do so, we just add an OpenAI module, create a completion, and for the system prompt, I'm just going to paste this prompt. And by the way, the blueprint to this automation will be in the description down below, so you can copy the full automation and also the prompt, so that you don't have to kind of type it out. But I'm just mentioning that the job of the assistant, it will have to extract 4 pieces of information: total price, line items, quantity, due date, and from address. I think it's 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can count 5, and then I'm asking it to return a JSON string in this format. So total, line items, quantity, then due date, and then also the from address. And then the important part is we go to show advanced settings. We change temperature to 0.6 or 7. I think 7 is fine. And then response format, we change it to JSON object and click parse to yes. This will extract information in a JSON format, so we don't have to, use a different module to parse the output. And for the temperature, basically the lower the temperature is, the more deterministic it is, the less random it is, and then the closer it is to 1, the more kind of creative it becomes. In our case, 0.7 should be just fine. And for maximum tokens, I think, if we can leave it to 0 and it will just use the maximum tokens at most, but honestly it will just follow the prompt pretty well and only use the needed tokens, not using too many. Also, one thing that I usually add, not usually always add, is never add any words beside the JSON output. Always output JSON only. This will just prevent ChatGPT or other AI models from generating text before the actual text that we want. So it will not say, hey, here's your JSON format, here's your JSON string. We usually don't need that. It will cause errors, but this will just prevent it from happening. And then for the final module, we can just add the data to Google Sheets. So let's just search for the Google Sheets module, add a row, just select your connection, and then let's just search for the path. We can also, by the way, enter it manually using the spreadsheet ID, which can be found here. So it's d/then ID, and then it ends with the /edit. But we can just search for it as well. Then we choose the sheet name, which is sheet 1 in my case. Table contains headers, yes. For the date, what we'll do is format the date when this invoice was added to Google Drive, right? So we can search for the date. I think it should be created time, and then the format will be the standard ISO format with the hour and the minute. So it'll be year dash month dash day, and then space, hour, and time. For the link, actually, if you want to include the link, we will need this get a share link module, which I removed, but we can add it again. Create a share link, again file ID from the previous module, type anyone, click OK, and then just add the link here. But since we added this module after we added this module, it will not be found here. So what we can do is use a hack, which is 2 curly braces, then the ID of the module, which is 10 in my case. It'll probably be different for you. So it's 10, and then the name of the field that we want to extract. So in my case, it's going to be share link, and I'm kind of using these backspace quotation marks, I think they're called, right? Because I have a space in the field name, and then I close it with 2 curly braces, right? Then the total price is going to be extracted from ChatGPT, so it will be 7. Again, ID of the module dot result, and then since we're using a JSON parsing, what we'll need to do is copy the output name or the key of the JSON string, which is in this case was going to be total. So result the total, we close it. For line items, it's going to be 7 that result that line quantity, 7 that result that quantity, due date, result due date, and then from address is going to be 7 that result that from. So this allows you to easily get information that has not yet been processed or kind of received. To receive it, you would need to run everything up to ChatGPT, extract the data, and then you would be able to use these variables. But in this case, it will just use operations. And when you're testing a lot of flows, especially when the flows are big, you'll use a lot of operations just to find variable names. So this is a good way of just putting them before they are kind of created. And I think that's it, and we can click OK and just test the automation. Choose where to start, select all, and then click run once and see if we have any errors. Okay, so it ran, and as we see, it ran without any errors, which is good. But if we go back to Google Sheets, as you see, the output is a bit wrong. So first of all, it extracted quantity quite bad, and also the total price has $1 in it, and there's also no link to Google Drive. So we can fix these two issues pretty easily, and then we just need to change the prompt a little bit more to get the right information here. So let's go back and fix it. So first, for the $sign, the issue is that ChatGPT extracts information from the PDF, right? And here it says $400, right, in this format. And we just forgot to parse it as a number. And what we can do here is just use a make.com built-in function, which is parse number, and just enclose the result total in this function, and it will just remove the $sign and kind of parse the number as a number. And then for the share link, apparently I entered the name of the variable incorrectly, so let's just remove it and find it, share link. So we just put it here. And then for ChatGPT, so the rest of the extraction, the problem here, we can like specify the prompt even more. We can be very specific with the information it extracts, but what I'm going to do is just select a different model, which is smarter, and it should just pick up the prompt like that and work just fine. So let's run it again. Okay, I ran it again, and I just realized we forgot something very important. Is, as you see, it generated some random text. There is no way it could find 1250 in this document, or website redesign and things like that. And I just realized I missed the main part of ChatGPT, is to actually provide the input. So I added the system prompt, but did not provide the input from the PDF module, right? So we just need to add a user prompt, a user role, and add the object's value from the previous module. So that's kind of the main part of ChatGPT and the main use case, right? To provide some inputs and get outputs from them. So let's just run it one more time, and this time it will actually work. So actually this time it ran as it's supposed to run, just extracting all the information that we need. The quantity is correct, the line items are correct, the price is correct, so everything's good. Just kind of had to, I guess, show you how to handle errors and just go around these kind of bottlenecks. Not bottlenecks, but you know what I mean, just having some random issues. So this is the full automation. It's very simple, and again, I'll put the link to the blueprint down below. You can get it for free. And if you have any ideas or questions regarding this automation, or ideas for other automations that you want me to build, please comment down below, and I'll do my best to build them as soon as possible. So have a good one.